tell your comments to us.
Yes, previously I think before I make the comments, I should get some papers and research from you. But up till now, I get nothing. So how can I make the comments right now? But Professor just raised a very good question. Your papers of your presentation remind me of something. So I make the topic quickly. Can ICT make governance better? So I want to go through with the 3 points to give you my point of view on these topics. 1, can ICT bring us with the economics of the governance? Let me give you 2 examples. 1, in the Shanghai, everybody, we have a so-called social security card. How can we make the social security card works? It's very complex because if you want to make this card works, you have to get the data from a different department. But the data which was owned by the department, we don't want exchange with each other. So previously we think that ICT, or so-called e-government, can shrink the size of the government. But the reality is not. If you want to make this security card works, you have to make the exchange of data among the department, but they don't want to exchange. So the best way is you have to establish a new department. Ask every department to send their data to this department. Then he distributes the data to the department who want to use it. That means we cannot shrink the size of the government, but we will enlarge the size of the e-government. But the second case is every countries, I mean developed countries, you have a project so-called the e-government. But sometimes, if you want to access the government information, it will take you a long time to get the information you want. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But sometimes we have to encourage the government when they design the government website. You have to shorten the information access time. For example, 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Compare with 1 hour and 10 minutes and 20 minutes. You can make the government to be economics. So I would like to quote, if you want to establish the e-government, you should make the government to be green first. This is 1 point. The second point is, can ICT make or enhance the responsibility of the government? I also give you another examples. For example, we have a department called the City Constructing Department. They have some branch. One branch is take charge of the water supply. Other branches take charge of the environment protect and the traffic issues department. But the problem is, every department has their own administrative assistant. So, administrative assistant will go along the street all day long. But the problem is, if these assistants come from the water supply department, if he or she find the problems which should be taken charge of by environment protect. For example, if the assistant comes from the water supply department, he found some garbage should be moved, but he keeps the silence. Because release program is not their responsibility. But for the ordinary citizen in the city, they think both of you come from the government, right? You should deal with such kind of the issues. Why you just go around the street, do nothing? So, does ICT can solve this problem? My answer is yes. Previously, we combined the function in the one department. For example, you must find the programs. You must go through the procedure of the dealing with these programs, try to get the programs done. But now we separate it. Maybe in the past, if you find more programs, that means you have to do more operation. But now we separate it. One branch or group, you just take charge of the find programs. You don't need to deal with these programs. But you have to send the program's information to the data center. Then the department who takes charge of the data center distribute the task to another group who take charge of the operations. So these kind of the measures can solve the programs. In the past, if you find more programs, you have to do more operations. But now we separate it to encourage the department who take charge of the operation to do more things. So if you want to make this system work, you have to establish the data center. You have to establish the system to distribute the task to the group who take charge of the operations. That will enhance the government responsibility. The third, can ICT make the government service to be no or non-discrimination? Because now, especially in the information ages, we have a big problems is the society divided into the two groups. One is the ICT hub. Another one is ICT haven't. So if you want to use the ICT to improve your public service, the problem is what this kind of service provide for which kind of group of the citizen? Just for the ICT hub or altogether? So that's the programs. In Shanghai, we told the government, if you want to establish the e-government, you must give your service to all of the citizens, not just limited to the ICT hub groups. So we have two projects. One project is we encourage the women in the cities to go to the internet, to access the public service through the internet. The second project, we encourage the millions of the family to access the e-government service. So maybe 5 years or 6 years after, in the Shanghai, we have more than 20% the household holder. They have an opportunity to access the internet, to enjoy the government, the public service. So that means, go back to my topic. Can ICT make governance better? Sometimes it's yes, but sometimes it's not. So the good way or good approach for the e-government give a resolution to the problems we are facing up to is we have 3 principles. One is if you want to use the ICT to provide public service to the citizens, the first step is you must solve the digital divide problems first. The second principle is the e-government is a good thing, but e-government is comparatively expensive. So if you want to get the public service through the internet, it's fine. But the problem is, do you have any idea or any ways to make the e-government to be economic? Or, in other words, can we make the e-government to be the green government? Thank you.